In social media trends for hotels, resorts, and the broader travel and hospitality industries, really what we're seeing is just kind of the early days of it. And I think the industry is finally starting to catch up on the sales and marketing side in terms of figuring out how you respond to review sites, for example, or what the opportunity cost of negative reviews could be on future bookings. So there's a lot of tactical and strategic sales and marketing, as well as experimenting with outreach. How do I reach the people that are most influential? So that in turn helps me from a brand positioning as well as a sales perspective. I think on the operational side for general managers and at property level, they're looking at kind of the tactical. How do I get folks in? What are they saying about my property? Can I have some recovery? There's also a huge opportunity, I think, in kind of unstructured text. There are a lot of folks talking about their needs, unmet needs that folks may not be aware of, as well as emergent trends. What is it that they need when they're on property? What are their frustrations and pain points? And that's an area beyond the buzz, so to speak, that I think as the economy comes back and hoteliers and casinos have more profit from which to experiment more, could be a rich set of data from which to mine and have forward-looking views of the market. The way people fundamentally interact is different now, and social media in all its forms, everything from Twitter and Facebook to review and rating sites like a TripAdvisor, etc. These are ways that consumers, that your guests, are going to continue to interact, and that's going to continue to evolve. That's not going back. So to understand how best to interact with your guests and the expectations of your guests in terms of how that translates, particularly to the proliferation of mobile platforms now, be it handhelds or tablets, that is something that's both a unique opportunity and a threat. And there's this intersection, I think, of social media and technology going forward that has really important opportunities for hotels. So, for example, how can I leverage that to make the guest experience easier? How can I personalize, even before they're on property, their preferences? Could I have things like room service apps that you see some players experimenting now to save the guest time, to make their stay more convenient, efficient? There are things that could be integrated in the room itself that make being on property to access services much more convenient. And as penetration in mobile platforms grows, you're going to see the kind of that intersection of social media and I think technology open a whole new world. And it's going to be a real challenge. How do you manage that investment at a property? How do you decide at what point it's enough of a critical mass for what subsection of your guests? What segments is that important to? Keyless check-in, some folks at a loft that just want to go straight to their room. So you see these kind of different challenges as well as opportunities. And I think the hoteliers that are at least towards the forefront, forward-leaning, at least understanding it and ready for the right time based on their strategy to execute are the ones that are going to be most successful. I think it's really important that they focus in the short term on some of the more tactical areas, things like the rating review sites, things like revenue management that have direct impact on the bottom line. But if they don't also pay attention to some of those emergent trends, if they don't get their hands on some of the, what are different opportunities with apps, be it for, an iPhone, a Google Android, etc., if they don't understand and think about what are the opportunities that unlocks, how can I understand how a guest that's going to arrive at my property, even before they get there, what are the types of things I can do? The airline industry is a much maligned industry oftentimes in terms of customer service. However, if you look at everything from the check-in process that's changed in the last couple of years, and I'm not suggesting an airport or airline is the same as a hotel, there's obviously more service points and you want that staff interaction, but I can now take my iPhone and have my boarding pass on it, wave it over, and quickly, seamlessly get on. I don't even have to pass through the check-in at the airport. That kind of application of technology of how can I make my operation efficient and enhance the guest or the traveler experience, that's something I think the hotel industry would be wise to look at.